So let us start by preparing ourselves. Preparation is important. Anytime God can come and say, okay, chalo, realization you want, then you might say, no, no, I have to, wear sari, wear shirt, or I have to just cook. That moment is gone. And the second thought is, in our hand only preparation is there. When it will happen, which moment we do not know. So very, very important. Control only one God has given, that is our karma preparation. If we are really sincere about this, God says, I will see your sincerity and preparation. Both. So we have to constantly prepare ourselves. And it can happen anytime, as sleep happens anytime, even while listening, some people sleep. So it is only a moment. They say, as the dreamer wakes up to become a waker, it's only one moment. So it's not a long process. Long process is only preparation. Understanding is easy. Preparation is something what takes time. Something what takes time to go beyond time, which has no time. So with that background of preparation, let us sit straight, head, neck, backbone straight. As we discuss here, there is nothing called as past and future. That is only created by a thought. Wherever thought comes, there is past and future. There is subject and object. This we have to note it down and keep pondering. Where there is no thought, like in deep sleep, there is no subject object. There is no past and future. Prajnana Ghana, it is one homogeneous experience. So let us, as far as possible, practice to keep our mind in the present moment. The more we practice, the more it is good for us, because that moment, when it happens, the mind has to be in the present moment. So our body is still not calling for any attention of unease anywhere. Our mind is cheerful, alert, peaceful, sharp, subtle. Our intellect is ekagra, concentrated, taila dharavat. And let us invoke God's grace, Guru Parampara's blessings by chanting. Om. Om. Om Sanavavatu Sanau Bhunaktu Saviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvisha vahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। शान्ति मंत्र। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्। अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणमे अस्तु। तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ केनेषितं पतति प्रेषितं मनः केन प्राणः प्रथमः प्रैतियुक्तः केनेषितां वाचमिमां वदन्ति चक्षुश्रोत्रं क उदेवो युनक्ति। श्रोत्रस्य श्रोत्रं मनसो मनो यद् वाचोह वाचं स उप्राणस्य प्राणः। चक्षुषश्चक्षुरतिमुच्य धीराः प्रेत्यास्माल्लोकादमृता भवन्ति। न तत्र चक्षुर्गच्छति न वाग्गच्छति नो मनः न विद्मः न विजानीमः यथैतत्तनुशिष्याद् अन्यदेव तद्विदितात् अथो अविदितात् अधि इति शुश्रुम पूर्वेषां येनस्तद्व्याचचक्षिरे।
Very nice, Vidya. So as we are on the topic of preparation, I hope all of you have logged on to this, have gone through the beautiful summary. It takes quite some efforts and time to compile that. Sometimes this summary clarifies a lot of things sometimes when we don't understand while listening. So it is always important that we read through the summary, not only the earlier, but what is the topic going on and what is the context, because we are doing this one session per week. So it is important that we at least start our preparation at 6:30 and then we read those summaries and then are there at least for that chapter, because this is the first chapter and there are 3 to 4 chapters in this Upanishad. So what is we are on the third mantra. Kena ishitam preshitam. So the Kenopanishad has started with a question that by what, by whom? The eyes are empowered, the ears are empowered, the mind is empowered. And why this question? Because I've observed that individually, suppose I take this, they seem to be inert and insentient, but I'm having a concrete experience, I feel that I'm conscious of this. I'm having this experience, which is a real experience. I cannot say, no, no, my experience is unreal. What I'm listening. That I can say only of the dream when I wake up. So that is a question. So instead of giving direct answer here, that Atma, Brahman, self, consciousness, awareness, this will become a word, another concept. The Guru employs a different methodology here, says that what empowers the eyes is the eye of the eye, ear of the ear, mind of the mind. And in the second mantra, the entire Upanishad gets completed because the process, the result, the adhikari is already mentioned. And what it is also is mentioned, pointed. So dhiraha, one who understands this, immediately gets into samadhi and realizes. Because the attention is already withdrawn from outside. Pretyasma lokadaha. Now, what is the challenge with us is that my attention, my awareness is full of content of experiences of the world, body, mind, thoughts. The idam is occupying my mind completely. The mind is not easily withdrawn from the world, the body, the mind, the feelings, the thoughts. So the process is mentioned that I have to withdraw this from the content of experience and ask one powerful question. Am I aware of this experience? Yes. Then who is that? What is aware? And when the mind turns its attention towards the awareness, it will dissolve. And that is Amruta Bhavanti, which is mentioned in the second verse. What is the result is Amruta Bhavanti. The mind will dissolve and I will realize that I am not this body, mind, intellect, but this Brahman, self, Atman, whatever word we are giving. So the entire Upanishad is covered in the second mantra. Now the third mantra is the explanation of this eye of the eye, why the methodology is employed. So why this eye of the eye, ear of the ear, mind of the mind mentioned? Because two concepts or two topics we have to clearly understand here and contemplate. And that is our practice of contemplation also, to distinguish between the object and the subject. To know, first of all, what I am. The start is with what I am not. So I am not the object because the tendency for the mind or intellect while experiencing this world is so much aneka janmasam prapta that we will not understand anything unless we make that as a concept. So this sentence I have to underline, which is a main point here, because mind cannot understand unless it is made into an objective conceptual framework. So Atma becomes a concept for us, awareness becomes a concept for us, Brahman becomes a concept for us. And now, in the fourth mantra, we are going to see that this Upanishad is also going to destroy. So those who are listening here today, as my favorite dialogue is there, we should wear helmet and sit, because this Upanishad is going to destroy one concept of God, and especially those who are say that I am more of a devotional person rather than jnani person. For them, we have to be careful what the fourth mantra to eighth mantra. Four mantras are given that it is not even God also. Why, we will see that. And the second thing, what is this Upanishad's main theme? That it is different from the known and above or beyond the unknown. That is where we actually discussed yesterday. So with that, we will start and we will go ahead and see with an analogy and go to the fourth mantra. You have still time to wear helmet and be ready what fourth mantra is going to destroy. And that's the reason I mentioned that this Upanishad seems to be an advanced Upanishad, because for a meditator, for really a person who is seeking this in meditation, once one starts withdrawing the mind from the world, the objects, relationships, activities, perception, sensation, body, this mind will not able to fix it anywhere because mind wants some anchor to fix. So a refined anchor for us for a spiritual sadhak is God. And here that also is going to get challenged. So we saw this is very important trap which this mantra destroys. Trap number one, the moment I say I know Brahman, I know Atma, I know self, then it becomes an object because whatever I can know, the knower has to be different in it. So I mentioned the knower and the known, the subject and the object. Distinction must be clear. That's the reason in Vedanta methodology is neti neti. And trap number two, I cannot say also I don't know Brahman. It is not something, some object in the ocean, seven seas down, which I have not discovered. And one scientist will discover tomorrow and shout and run outside naked saying Eureka, Eureka. Because it is not separate than me. We all know I am. Last time we asked you two questions. Am I existing? Yes, I am existing. Do I know that I am existing? Yes, I know that I am existing. And this is 70% truth I am already experiencing all the time, that existence and consciousness, Sat and Chit, now only Ananda is remaining. That sometimes comes and goes, but then Anand, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, then Ananda will I experience when I experience that I am limitless, borderless. Because Brahman is not separate than me, Brahman is myself, that is self. So these two traps are destroyed with the theme. So that is a theme of this Upanishad, we must remember. That is a main theme. And the entire Upanishad will revolve around these two words, known, unknown, known, unknown. So I will take analogy and see about this known and unknown with the analogy of torchlight in a dark room. Now just imagine, and you can do this experiment today. Okay, no, I know, but sometimes when light goes or power goes, we can do right now also we can do that, make the room dark. Now I cannot see anything in that room. Now I take a torch and then I put on the torch and then go inside the dark room. Now very, very powerful analogy. Now that torch light illumines the objects. So that is known. So the light is not the torch light is not the objects. Hari Om. Now here I cannot see also, in offline class I can see expressions and figure it out whether we are on the track. This is very, very interesting. It reveals darkness unknown. That which was not known earlier, it reveals. But can the object or darkness illumine the light? No. So objects cannot illumine the torch light and the darkness cannot illumine the torch light. Light I am talking. Huh? So light is self-illuminating. Fire can burn everything but cannot burn itself. Object cannot know the subject. This is the main point what has been highlighted constantly from the second mantra. Because eyes, ears, because the question was that what is empowering the eyes and mind and the taste and the smelling, that is that self. But all these things what are mentioned are not useful in knowing this. So I have to drop it. And so how is the process is we saw in Druk Drishya Vivek, the objects are illumined by the senses are illumined by the mind is illumined by the intellect is illumined by I am thought, and then that I am thought is illumined by the Atman. So maximum illumination happens on the I am thought. So that's the reason Nisargadatta Maharaj says just be with that I am feeling, I am thought, and that will disappear. Even that I am will disappear. And that's the reason his book is there, Absolute and Consciousness. So he discriminates there. This was a question I'd asked, only one question I'd written to Gurudev when he was there, that what is the difference between consciousness and absolute after reading this? And then he had written the letter, in the letter, no difference, both are same. Can the torch light illuminate itself as an object? No, it is the source of illumination. So analogy is what? Torch light is equal to Atman. That is the analogy. What is the analogy we are taking? That it is different than the known, that is the object, and it is beyond the unknown. So what is it? Self is, so it is very interesting here, which was there in Ishavasya Upanishad also, it was there in Amruta Bindu Upanishad also, that self is neither known or knowable. Oh, that means it is unknown or unknowable. No, no, no. It is not unknown or neither unknowable. That's the reason these two contradictory statements has to go together. If I use only one, then there is a problem. So if I only say that self is neither known or not knowable, then it will become unknown or unknowable. So immediately it is followed by saying, no, no, it is neither not known or not unknowable also. It is beyond cause and effect. It is beyond manifest and unmanifest. Cannot be acquired or grasped. So all my weapons drop, and in that dropping, there is a realization. And this one experiences, one actually starts contemplating and meditating on something which has no name, no form, no relationship, no activity, no perception, no sensation. It's very frustrating that the mind will get frustrated in this. Then what is it? It is the knower itself. It is the awareness because of which the known is known and unknown is recognized as unknown. So we also saw what is unknown, that which can become known, has the potential of becoming the known. And also it cannot be spoken or taught. So what am I discussing? Why are we logging onto this on Monday evening? And because I cannot also speak, you can also cannot listen. The Guru's parampara is saying that. So what can be spoken and what can be taught? Only 5 things: name, form, quality, activity, relationship. That's all. And this practice I must do in my family life, job life, business life, social life. That what am I talking about? Oh, is it about name, somebody? Oh, what am I talking about? Somebody's form. Oh, this is so beautiful, so nice color when I go for shopping. Then what I talk? I talk about quality. Oh, how is this person's nature? This particular, oh, this is sweet. Oh, the food stuff this is quality. Then activity, this person went there, this person went there, some activity we are talking, and some relationship. As Gurudev mentions, we cannot understand ourselves without a relationship. That's the reason most of the time we define ourselves with a relationship. I am wife of somebody. I am staying here. I am educated here. Some relationship with something. So here it is a very frustrating thing. What happens is that I cannot see, feel, think Atma, but I can be it. I am it. Because कुछ मजा ही नहीं है. But how can I be it? And that's the reason this statement is Aham Brahmasmi, Ayam Atma Brahma. So how to? Now how? How to realize this, that I am Atma? Meditate. How to meditate? Now specifically for this, there are hundreds of techniques of meditation. Here the technique is given is very clear. Only with Shabda Praman, pointers given by Shruti, Guru, Apya, Vakya. We had discussed this in Praman Vichar. Shruti is there, but that Shruti has to be told by a Guru who is known to me or whom I have trust, whom I have faith, and then in that tuning, that essence is grasped. So that's the reason it has been said, any video YouTube channel I open and listen to anyone, it will not happen, because that Apya Vakya is not there. Whom do we trust? My mother's statement, my spouse statement, my children's statement, because they are near dear to me. So what is the process? Number one, we have already discussed this. Pretyasma lokadaha. Direct your attention from known, unknown. That's the reason this book talks about withdraw the attention from the known. That means the world is gone, perception is gone, relationship is gone, activity is gone, sensations are gone, qualities are gone, form is gone, name is gone, and then also from the unknown. How to withdraw from the unknown? Not having that fear that it is beyond, it is me only, and focusing on the knower of both. And second, directing the attention from changing to change less. That is another technique. Whatever is changing, the world is changing, body is changing, senses is changing, breath is changing, thoughts are changing, feelings are changing, relationships are changing, everything is changing. But there is a changeless observer. When I focus, then this attention will slowly start withdrawing from idam to aham. Result, last time we discussed, withdrawing the attention from the content of experience to the awareness. Am I aware right now? Yes, I'm aware of this sound. Now shifting the attention from the sound to the awareness. Shifting the attention from the smell to awareness. This is a technique. This is a constant practice. Just being aware, choiceless awareness. So right now the attention, that is the mind, is on the world. The mind has to get interested in the Brahman, the self, the Atman. And that's the reason in Maitreya Brahmani Upanishad we saw that the husband tells the wife that I love myself the most. So focus, and why I love myself the most? Because that is where the happiness is located. So how to do? Shrotavya, Mantavya, Nididhyasatva. Because whatever I love, the attention will go there. So start loving Atman, self. That is where uncaused happiness, unconditional love, rock-like peace is located. So now we go to mantra number 4, the explanation of 1.3. Third mantra is here. So Vidya, can we chant twice?
Yes.
And
Yadvacha.
the last two words you again repeat. That is what we are going to discuss today. First chant the mantra twice and again the last two words, so that it is emphasized that this last two words are coming in all next 4 mantras, 1.4 to 1.8, repetition of it. So first we will take the repetition. Once that we understand, others is only eyes, ears, mind, smell, etc. Yeah, Vidya.
Yadvaचानभ्युदितं येन वागभ्युद्यते तदेव ब्रह्मत्वं विद्धि नेदं यदिदमुपासते यद्वाचानभ्युदितं येन वागभ्युद्यते तदेव ब्रह्मत्वं विद्धि नेदं यदिदमुपासते नेदं यदिदमुपासते
Nedam yadidam upasate. So that everyone has to repeat, because that is what is the main point, and that is why we have told earlier that we must be ready for this, what is been mentioned here. So what is the literal meaning? That which cannot be expressed by speech. Yad vacha anabhyuditam. But what is it? But by which speech is expressed. And this sentence, this thought will be repeated for others like ears, mind, etc., etc. So speech cannot express it, but because of which the speech is expressed. The same question was asked in the first term. Know that alone is Brahman. So now it is getting concentrated, and myth and reality is getting distinguished. Know that alone is Brahman. Tadeva Brahma. Other thing I must be able to discard. And the last sentence which we are going to discuss today is that not that which people here worship. So what do we worship? That we will see. No, I go to temple, then I do puja, I take flowers, then I take fruits, then I do rituals. And whom I am worshipping? God. Who is this God? God is separate than me. I have to listen carefully. Now this sentence I have to mark. The worshipper is different than the worshipped. That God I am worshipping. So here what has been mentioned? Na idam, not this. Yat idam, upasate. Not this that people worship here. That is not Brahman. So we'll do the analysis of this. From mantra 4th till mantra 8th, one point is repeated constantly. Main point is what? I am Brahman, and now this alone is Brahman. This is not Brahman. Now we have to note how the Guru is taking the student. First, he has discarded the world, the body, mind, intellect, cannot see, cannot hear, cannot feel. Then why to go to temple? So very important point. But common belief is God is equal to Brahman. Now that myth is destroyed here. So first of all, we must have distinction between both, because both are going to come here. Saguna Brahma, Nirguna Brahma. This is difficult to digest for those who are attached to temples, rituals, pujas, sitayatyas, idols. So we have to be careful. We will see what is the meaning. Because their idea of God is finite object. This is what is challenged here. Because the moment I say the worshipper is different than the worshipped, then it becomes paroksha. Then it becomes finite. Then God becomes the object of my knowledge. Hari Om, I have to pay attention now. Earlier itself we have discussed that it cannot be object of my knowledge. It cannot be known. Their idea is one who is worshipped is different than the worshipper. Important, what is refuted here is not devotion. Because after hearing this, one person went to Guru and said, okay, from today I am not going to temple, not going to do any puja, then not going to do any ritual, not going to do any upavas, Ekadashi upavas, I am not going to do. I am not going to go to Wari, Pandharpur Wari. Why to go to Vitthal there, Pandharpur? Because refuted here in Upanishad, which is Pramana Grantha. So what is, why refuted and what is refuted, that we have to be clear. It is not refuted the devotion and objectification, but objectification of divine is refuted. Divine is not anything I can imagine, I can visualize, I can have a concept I can hold. As Kabir Das says, जहां मैं है हरि नहीं, जहां हरि है मैं नहीं. So when I went in search of God, I found myself. And when I found myself, I knew God. Rumi said, when I went in search of God, I found myself. Because all of these are objects, images in our awareness. So main point from 1.4 to 1.8, what is Brahman? The subject, the awareness, the knower behind all knower. Suppose I say, okay, today I had this experience of Brahman. So I had the experience of God. So I and God become different. And that experience will go. Then there will be gap. Then there will be another experience. But I am the experiencer. We normally think I am a person trying to know Brahman or God. This mantra says that you are the consciousness because of which all knowing is happening. So now, with that background, we must be clear about Saguna Brahma, Nirguna Brahma. Brahman, Atma, Ishwar, Jiva. This we must have clarity in our mind. What is the definition of all these four? Brahman plus Maya is equal to Ishwar of the world, Samashti. And Atma plus Avidya is equal to Jiva Bhava in the body, mind, intellect. So Samashti and Vyashti both must be very clear. So Brahman plus power of Maya, Ishwara, that is defined as Ishwara. What is the definition of Ishwara? Brahman plus Maya, Ishwara of the world, Samashti, Jagata. And Atma plus Avidya. What is my world? My world is my body, mind, intellect. Hari Om. Jagata is outside, Samsar is inside. That's the reason there are two words. Jayate Gacchati iti Jagata. So that is created by the Ishwara. Samsar is my own creation, Sansariti. Again and again going on, Aneka Janma Samprapta in my own mind. That is Samsara. That is my world. I also create my world. And that is created by Avidya. And here it is created by Maya. So Samashti and Vyakshti. So these definitions must be clear, and this distinction will be clear to us why this Upanishad is now destroying the final obstacle. As we know in Mirabai's experience also, I share many times that Mirabai, when she was small, she thought Krishna idol is my husband. And it was going on, her mind became so pure, so concentrated, she had many experiences. And then when she left the palace, real life story, she carried only the idol with her, nothing else from that palace. And one day when she was taking bath, the idol disappeared. And when that idol disappeared, she became limitless. She cried so much in that sorrow, sadness, separation, realization happened. Because Dvait became Advait. Last time we shared a Ramakrishna Paramahansa story, this time Mirabai story, that Dvait became Advait. Student, as Guruji says here, yes, I have realized I am Brahman. I will not do any puja. I will not do any japa. I will not go to any temple. I will not go to any tirtha yatra. I will not go to any wari. Then Guruji says, if you are planning this, then you should not eat also, take bath also, go to a doctor, enjoy, earn, because Brahman is akarta, bhokta. These many people do. They suddenly go from Dvait to Advait, and Advaitin will criticize Dvait, and Dvaitin will criticize Advaitin. There is no criticism here. That process will purify us and concentrate our mind. Chitta Shuddhi and Chitta Ekagrata will happen. That doership bhava will go with bhakti. And then Jnana Yoga will liberate us. So Upasya, one who is worshipped, then Upasana, use the Pratyaksha to reach Paroksha and realize the Aparoksha. That is what Jnana Yoga says. So if I am worshipping one God, that is a Paroksha right now. That will become Pratyaksha for me, Murti. And then that Pratyaksha I will realize as Aparoksha. Oh, the distinction went away. Tukaram Maharaj says, Ata Baisalo Shezari. Now I am sitting next to God. Deha Varila Vithala. Now I cannot find distinction between me and God only. So all these saints, suppose we read carefully, they went from Dvaita Bhakti and they have this Advaita experience. Ramdas Swami, he's mentioned that I went in search of infinite. Anantacha anta pahavaya gelo. And when that search of infinite, I forgot where am I? I couldn't find myself. The I disappeared. So to reach Upasya, I am using instruments which are tangible to senses, action. So idol, icon, picture, puja, tirtha yatras. It mentions that is the Upasana I am doing. And we know the definition of Upasana. Utkrushta drushti nikrushta vastu. which purifies the mind and concentrates the mind, and that is also very important. Because if you see Ramana Maharshi, people see that he was an Advaitian, just rejecting the world, but same puja and rituals he was doing. He was going there in Thiruvannamalai temple there. Adi Shankaracharya, pure Advaitin people say so many stotras of devotion. So devotion is not refuted, bhakti is not refuted, but to realize that last point of Dvait is refuted, of separation between the worshipper and the worshipped. And here what we say, one God, many forms. So other religions say what? That our God is the only God. We say no, there is only God. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. There is nothing else. Initially we may say Atma, Anatma, separation. This is world, this is body, this is thought, not Atma. But when we look from Atma point of view, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, everything is awareness only. Everything is Atma only, everything is Brahman only. So what is the analysis of 1.4 mantra? That was only for that portion. Huh? Yad vacha, so that which can be described is not Brahman. So whatever we read in the textbook, those are only words. That is not Brahman. Organ which is describing the Brahman is also not Brahman. So this will be repeated for all now 4 mantras. So next session we will complete the first chapter. Next session. The ability in the organ also is not Brahman. Word, speech, sound, ability of speech cannot be Brahman. That because of which that ability is there is Brahman. And that Brahman means I don't think that something else, me only. The same sentences will be repeated for eyes, ears, mind. Same sentences except that word speech will be replaced by eyes, will be replaced by mind. And the same last thing will be repeated, that whatever people worship here, that is not Brahman. Explain. Example, we explain what is electricity to a villager through bulb. Those objects which are illumined by the bulb is not electricity. So objects are rejected. The bulb is not electricity. The BMI is rejected. The light in the bulb is also not electricity. The mind is rejected. That because of which the light in the bulb is there is electricity. So one by one, we have refuted everything. And then what remains? I am. I am is the only truth which can be known without scriptures, without reference of any senses, mind, intellect. I don't require any reference of anything to know only one truth. So absolute truth is what? I am. And second truth, I know that I am. Awareness about awareness. That is the recognition of who am I. So in electricity, there is neither light, bulbs or objects. Villager, I still didn't understand what is electricity. This is Gurudev's example. Pujya Gurudev, come here, put 2 fingers in the socket and experience the electricity yoga. If I still do not understand what is electricity, what is Brahman, what is Atma, what is self, what is God, then it will be taught through difficult experiences. Practice, withdraw the attention from speech. Very important from today. What others speak or what I speak is not at all Brahman, not at all truth. So much attachment to what I speak, so much reaction to what other people speak. After listening and practicing Vedanta for years also, we get disturbed if something happens through speech, through somebody. One thank you, not there, problem in my mind. No, here both are rejected. Focus on awareness. I am aware of this Maximum hurts happen through words, speech. Who is aware that I am hurt? I am aware. Focus on that I am. Knowledge, meaning, sentences, words, alphabet, sound, silent. This is how the whole thing happens. From consciousness, silence comes. Silence, sound comes. From sounds, alphabet comes. From alphabets, words come. From words, sentences come. From sentences, we give a meaning to that word and then say, ah, I understood. I understood. It is all meaningless because, as Ramana Maharshi says, the knowledge and ignorance are both same as for a jnani. Because the knowledge also is known and ignorance also is known, and whatever is known is not me. There's an example here that somebody was going on and talking, and then people asked for 1 hour, 45 minutes, he was explaining something, and Gurudev was sitting for there, some session was going on. And then they asked him, Gurudev, means they wanted to ask, didn't you get bored? He told, no, I didn't hear what he was speaking. I was meditating on that because of which he was speaking. Hari Om. So we have to pay attention. This is a question what the student has asked. So I must focus. Oh, who is talking to me? Not my husband, not my wife, not my children. That consciousness is talking through this particular BMI instrument to this consciousness, nitrogen, phosphorus, oxygen bundle talking to each other. So I can practice this meditation in my day-to-day social interactions, family interactions. Because here what has been mentioned, what is that power which is talking and who is directing Ishitam Prishitam? That consciousness. Tadeva Brahmatvam Vidhi, Mahavakya of Kenopanishad. That Brahman is you. Once we discard everything, what remains? I am remains. That is Brahman. So what are the main points? We will just conclude with this so that Vidya will complete the summary. Pramata, Pramana, Prameya, reality, Brahman, neither subject not object. Illuminator of both, subject and object. In dream I see sunset. So neither the seer I was and neither the sunset I was. Dreamer was Pramata, Pramana was eyes, Prameya was sunset. All three are gone when we wake up. Reality is equal to infinite, not finite. Realities do not try to see, but feel, think. Do not try to see, feel, think. Be it. Reality do not objectify, conceptualize, describe. Not finite God, then what remains? Because everything is discarded here, refuted here. Then what remains? That what remains, understand that is Brahman, that is I am. What remains? I remain. Reality is I am Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. This is how the sadhak proceeds in contemplation and realizes by doing neti neti practice. Aham bhojanam naiva bhojam na bhokta. Nirvana Shatkam Adi Shankaracharya says, I am neither the experiencer, experienced, experiencing. What remains? I remain. That is what I am. Shivoham, Shivoham. I hope you are all enjoying. That is what is important. If I am not enjoying, I am not enjoying my own self. Because we are talking about whom? I am talking about myself. My definition, my real nature, and that is what Upanishad tells, that who are you? So I must be defined by an Upanishad, not by somebody else. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you very much.